This is the Election Bureau. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News. We're coming to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Lupin at Abraka, Accra. My name is Ajuatin Krama Domina. Coming up this afternoon.
If there is nothing to hide, why do you limit the number of people? Maybe there could be the reason that the place will be jammed out, it will be crowded. But I just think that the EC should open up. And I'm very happy that they have issued a press release saying that they are now going to engage stakeholders.
Electoral Commission engages media stakeholders on directive to restrict media access at collation centers for upcoming elections following widespread criticisms and calls for withdrawal. We bring you more reactions from some political parties on this as Ghana heads to the polls in 10 days.
We're not going to accept it. Tomorrow we have IPAC meeting. We would have taken it up with them at IPAC tomorrow. I hope they turn down that kind of Rambo style of doing things. That is not how the democracy should be run. This is a transparent process, and they must allow the media. That's our expectation. They should allow the media to cover the process.
Also coming up, Ghana Armed Forces discloses condition for their intervention in December elections, allaying fears of a potential deployment of military men in the upcoming polls.
If things get out of hand of the police service, the prisons and others, and we need to restore life to normalcy, should the military be called, we are not going to keep people.
Armed men attack flag bearer of National Democratic Party while returning from campaign tour.
We were getting nearer to the barrier. Then we saw armed man with mask. That is what prompted the police, and they said that we should reverse a little. So the shooting took some about a minute or two.
Still in the bulletin, NDC flag bearer John Mahama cautions minority in parliament to reject any recall proposal by the majority caucus. Meanwhile, NPP flag bearer Dr. Baumia is in Adenta today for the commissioning of electric buses. We'll touch base with the campaigns for more, and later in the bulletin, police officers and court bailiffs storm Metro TV over an alleged debt. We have details of these and more stories coming your way in 30 minutes. Remember the news is live across the globe on citinewsroom.com. Around the country, we are live on a number of affiliate stations. If you're listening to us from the Upper West region, this is Tumpani 88.5 FM in Nadoli, Jirapa 96.1 FM in Jirapa. In the Upper East region, this is Recast 92.1 FM in Bongo Namo. In the Northern region, find us on North Star Radio 92.1 in Tamale. In Northeast, we are on Nobia FM 98.1 FM. In Western region, Beach 105.5 FM, Sky 93.5 FM. Please stay for details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for your company. This afternoon we begin on election-related stories, and the Electoral Commission has initiated discussions with Ghana Journalists Association and the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, GIBA, over its directive limiting media presence at collation centers during the general elections. Now, this directive allows only 8 media outlets at constituency collation centers and 12 at regional centers, raising concerns about transparency. In a statement on November 27 today, the EC assured stakeholders that it is working towards an arrangement that balances transparency with orderliness. The Commission reiterated its commitment to ensuring transparency throughout the electoral process. Well, the Executive Secretary of the National Media Commission, George Sapon, has commended the Electoral Commission's decision to engage stakeholders over this directive. He expressed confidence in the Ghana Journalists Association and the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association to find a mutually beneficial resolution with the Electoral Commission.
One is the need for complete transparency in the process. We believe that is secured when we create unfettered access to the media for them to tell the people of Ghana what is happening, what they are observing. I think it is good for the EC itself, and they recognize that. If you recall, recently, there had been 2 major studies, Afrobarometer and the NCC report, that had said that some people had trust issues with the EC. The EC itself has not explained to us the basis of the decision. So I'm very careful in assigning a reason to it. We have complete faith in the integrity and capacity of the GJA leadership, as well as the GIBA leadership. So it wouldn't matter at all if we are not in the room.
Executive Secretary of the National Media Commission, George Saponde. Meanwhile, the opposition National Democratic Congress, the NDC, has chastised the earlier directive by the EC to restrict journalists from accessing their collation centers. According to the NDC's Deputy Director of Elections and IT, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, the Electoral Commission's directive lacks merit and must be withdrawn immediately.
Their first directive was too reckless. These are some of the things they do when we have problems with them. What were they trying to hide? What was their motive for writing such a letter? They wanted to black out the media from covering the elections. We're not going to accept it. Tomorrow we have IPAC meeting. We would have taken it up with them at IPAC tomorrow. I hope they turn down that kind of Rambo style of doing things. That is not how the democracy should be run. This is a transparent process, and they must allow the media. That's our expectation. They should allow the media to cover the process. Why are they going to black out the media? What are they hiding? These are the things they do and say they want to rig the election. And this is what Peace Council should be interested in. Not anybody should go and be signing peace back. This is one of the situation that can create anarchy in this country.
That's the NDC's Deputy Director of Elections and IT, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer. Well, for the governing New Patriotic Party, the EC must withdraw the directive to its directors as the media remains the only tool to provide adequate information to the general public. Here's Haruna Mohammed, he's Deputy General Secretary of the party.
For us as a political party, we need an accurate reportage of this particular election. We need it to be free, fair, and open so that at least everybody, every citizen across the length and breadth of the country and the globe will get to understand the issues that emanate from the election. So for us, we would call on the Electoral Commission to at least reconsider and look at the invitations that will be made to the media houses and the accreditations that they are going to give. If you look at when we're doing the manifesto launch, we get and had one feed given to media houses where you'll be able to get them. But this one, it is something that the media houses must be looking at and see exactly what is ongoing. So I believe that once GIBA and GJA is going to meet them, I believe they will have a fruitful discussion. But as a political party, I think that we would also urge the Electoral Commission to look at the proposals that is put by the media houses, either to reconsider or to reach an amicable solution where media freedom would be given the opportunity to be able to see and report so that every Ghanaian citizen will get to understand the processes and who actually becomes the winner of the elections.
Haruna Mohammed is the Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. Let's stay on the subject because the head of the Political Science Department at the University of Ghana, Professor Seydou Alidu, has added his voice to criticisms of the Electoral Commission's plan to limit media access at collation centres. Speaking to City News, Professor Alidu criticized the move but expressed optimism that the EC's discussions with relevant stakeholders will lead to a favourable resolution.
It's something that has made a lot of well-meaning Ghanaians who care about democracy seriously concerned, because we thought the media is the fourth estate of the realm. The media represents the interests of the people, and the media convey information and educate the people about a lot of things, including electoral processes. So if there is nothing to hide, why do you limit the number of people? Maybe there could be the reason that, the place will be jammed out, it will be crowded. Yeah, there could be a lot of reasons, but I just think that the EC should open up. And I'm very happy that they have issued a press release just this morning saying that they are now going to engage stakeholders and see how they can open up space for more media to go in there and report. And I think that shows that the EC is now listening to public opinion, and then the advice of the interests of the people that they serve. So let's see how this engagement goes and whether the processes will be opened up for more media participation to deepen our democratic process and to open up the whole 2024 election for public scrutiny and accountability.
Well, in order to ensure transparency of the electoral process and reduce mistrust towards the Electoral Commission, Professor Seydou Alidu wants more consensus building and education from the Commission.
For one, I think it has to do with being transparent about the processes and the procedure. So whatever you are going to do, definitely educate people. Ghanaians already know that it's part of your mandate to conduct elections. It's part of your mandate to create. We know your functions. So whenever you are going to do one of the functions that has been provided for you by the Constitution, it's good to do a kind of education. Oh, on this date, on that day, we'll be doing ABCD. And that is part of our function. And the reason why we're doing it is ABCD. Those kind of education will be very helpful. Transparency. If there is any, don't wait for the political parties to come and say, you are doing this. And it looks like you were hiding and they are exposing you. Before coming with information, be very transparent about the processes and the procedure. And everybody will understand. But thirdly, I think they have to build a lot of consensus. The electoral stakeholders are quite a lot. I know you can't please everybody, but taking the effort to build consensus and not being transigent in the position that you are independent and you don't listen to anybody, it heightens that element of concern that something is not right.
As the head of the Political Science Department at the University of Ghana, Professor Seydou Ali Duwel, stay tuned to this election bureau for comprehensive and timely coverage of the 2024 elections. And just a reminder to you that we'll be at all the collation centers to report accurately on what is happening on election day. But let's stay on elections, this time on election security. And the National Election Security Task Force has introduced a reward system to encourage the public to report potential security threats ahead of the elections. Informants can share information directly to the police or other security agencies on the toll-free number 0800 311 311. Rewards will range from 1,000 to 20,000 Ghana cedis, depending on the significance of the information. Inspector General of Police Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, who also heads the task force, announced this initiative during a meeting with the University Teachers Association of Ghana.
This is the informant reward system we are introducing, and the figure associated with it is between the average of 1,000 to 20,000 Ghana cedis. We bring the information, we operationalize it, the results are good, and the weight of the information, we'll put it on some sort of a weighing stuff, and then we'll tell how much within 1,000 to 20,000 that you deserve, and you tell us how you want to get it, and we'll send it across to you. Those who find it difficult to do the one-on-one for the first time, once again also in the history of election management from the security point of view, we have introduced a toll-free number for that purpose and for the purpose of anybody who wants to share information with us. And that toll-free number is 0800 311 311. You can try it now. And this is where we are going, and this is how we want to let you know that when we say we are over-prepared for the elections, it means we have covered every aspect.
You heard the Inspector General of Police and head of the Election Security Task Force, Dr. George Ekufu Dampare. Well, the Ghana Armed Forces have sought to calm public concerns over their involvement in the upcoming elections. Now, while some stakeholders have expressed unease about the possibility of soldiers at polling stations, the military clarified that they will not be sanctioned there. Speaking during a meeting between the Election Security Task Force and UTAG, Brigadier General Kweku Dankwa Hagan assured that the military's role is to support the police and will only intervene in critical situations at the police's request.
If things get out of hand of the police service, the prisons and others, and we need to restore life with normalcy, should the military be called, we are not going to treat people with kid blows. We are going to be humane, but then we may use some small energy to get things done. Other than that, be rest assured that we are working with law and order. We've given operational order to all the three. The country will be divided into three sectors. That is Southern Command, headquarters in Accra; Northern Command, headquarters in Tamale; and Central Command, headquarters in Kumasi. They've been given appropriate orders, specifying occasions where there could be breach of peace.
You heard Brigadier General Kweku Dankwa Hagan. He is the head of operations, training and peacekeeping at the armed forces. Now, away from that, a survey on the safety of journalists ahead of the 2024 general elections has revealed that a majority of media personnel are concerned about their security. The study conducted by security analyst Dr. Emmanuel Sowate and Professor Justice Tankebe found that over 70% of journalists lack confidence in their safety while covering political party activities and the elections. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Dr. Sowate pointed out to factors such as corruption, police violence, and misconduct by colleagues as contributing to these concerns.
Those who said they didn't feel safe covering national election campaign, not safe, 46% in the first wave and 49, almost 50%. So if you add the two, those who said they do not feel safe covering national election, if you add the two, is for the first wave 70%, 75% in the first wave. In the second wave, it was almost 82%. Those are staggering figures. What does this mean? The broader picture. It means that media practitioners do not feel safe covering national election campaign. And when we read it in pari passu in conjunction with what the GJ president said, fearless media, it means that you cover everything that you think has to be covered. And almost 82% said they didn't feel safe. The other ones around political corruption.
You heard security analyst Dr. Emmanuel Sowate. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News. When we return, armed men attack flag bearer of the National Democratic Party while returning from campaign tour. We have details of this and more stories coming up shortly. Please stay.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
The Situation All-White Christmas Party is back! It's Christmas Eve, forget the usual, and step into a celebration like none other. The Situation All-White Christmas Party is taking over the city with music, magic, and memories waiting to be made. Think cozy vibes, electric beats, and the perfect blend of festive cheer and wild energy all in one space. Date 24th December 2024. Venue The Underbridge, East Legon. Time 8 p.m. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Come and dance like nobody's watching. Sip, mingle, make merry, and unwrap the ultimate Christmas Eve experience. Dress to impress, bring your holiday spirit, and let's make the Situation All-White Christmas Party unforgettable. Call 0205-973-973 for table reservations and get ready to party! It's going to be lit at the Underbridge. The Situation All-White Christmas Party 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Ceres and Orica Ghana, sole distributors of Carlsberg beer and Kiss drinks.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back to the bulletin. Let's stay on politics now. The flag bearer of the National Democratic Party, NDP, Alhaji Mohammed Frimpong, and his team were attacked by armed men in the Bono region. The incident happened around 11 p.m. Tuesday between Nsoko and Wenchi as they returned from a campaign tour in Namasa in the Tyne constituency. Now speaking to City News, Bono Regional Chairman of the party, Evans Ofori, shared details of the attack, calling for swift action from security agencies.
On our way, we saw a barrier. So the policeman who was in our car asked us to slow down, and he assured us that it was a police barrier, so we should move forward. But as we were getting nearer to the barrier, then we saw a man, armed man with mask. That is what prompted the police man in our car, and then he said that we should reverse a little. And as we were reversing backwards, he started shooting at our car, and then he also started shooting, firing back at the armed men. So the shooting took some about a minute or two, and then at a later time, as the other cars were approaching back from behind us approaching, the robbers flew, and that was what happened. So it was a minor injury from the fragment of the glass of the car that we were in, because the bullets pierced through the glass, and the glass broken, and the fragments injured some of us. It was a minor injury. So we were then a police pursuit arrived at the scene about 10 or 15 minutes after the incident.
You heard the Bono Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Party, Evans Ofori, stay in the Bono region because the Bono Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, Gajisberg Samuel Shirifi Young, says the region is fully prepared for the December elections. This follows the receipt and thorough verification of all ballot papers for both parliamentary and presidential elections. The cross-checking exercise, which took about 15 hours, extended into the night to ensure accuracy and readiness for the polls.
Bono region is duly ready for the smooth supervision of the election as it is. For every election to take place smoothly, two things are very, very vital. Training of all the officials who are to man the various polling stations, and also all the materials that are needed for the election. With regard to the officials, there's training sessions ongoing in all the various districts, training the presiding officers, verification officers, name reference list officers, and the ballot issuers. So once this is ongoing, in some few days' time, we will bring a curtain down on the training process. So once we train all our officials, it means we are finished with one leg of the election process. And as I speak, you can see that we've taken delivery of all the parliamentary and presidential ballot papers, where we have done thorough checks in the presence of all the political parties.
You heard the Bono Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, Gajisberg Samuel Shirifi Young. Let's head to the campaign trail now. And President Akufo-Addo has described NDC flag bearer John Mahama as a failed president. Nana Akufo-Addo says the NDC under John Mahama has nothing new to offer Ghanaians and must be rejected. The president says Ghana's future is guaranteed under Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and the New Patriotic Party. He was speaking at a meeting with the clergy in Kumasi.
No, nipa ya make no fail. They kwa kofa no bio. Hey, aba be yeden. Eden no ba be yeden no say in the first.
Mahama completely failed as president. So why does he deserve a return? What exactly is he coming back to offer Ghanaians this time around? He had no significant policy or program that improved the lives of citizens during his first term. Are we to believe that his 24-hour economy policy will now be the game changer? You heard what the regional chairman said about presidents of the Fourth Republic. Rawlings is remembered for the creation of district assemblies. The NHIS is credited to former President Kufuor. I championed the free senior high school policy. But Mahama, he is only remembered for Dumso and the missing guinea fowls.
Free SHA. Naira Mahama. Dumso.
That's President Akufo-Addo. Well, the NDC flag bearer John Mahama has asked the minority in Parliament to decline any recall request from the majority. The Majority Caucus recently petitioned Speaker Alban Bakwin to reconvene Parliament, citing urgent government business, and proposed November 28 and 29 as potential dates. However, speaking to NDC supporters in Elembele in the Western region, John Mahama stated that the minority will not return to the House until after the elections.
Deputy Majority Leader Ama Kofi Bua Onu Nejina Homa NDC Ewa parliamentary election Ezu Now say almost say pede send ye majority. What dem yen to abani ye.
Vote for Ama Kofi-Boa as Alembele MP. If anyone claims that we are not the majority, let them wait and see the result on election day. That's when they will realize that the NDC is the true majority group. We've seen the letter requesting a record, asking us to stop campaigning and go to the house. Let them go if they want, but we will not be going. We will continue our campaign. So NDC MPs, don't go.
NDC yen call parliament biya. Eza ye to abani wiye na omu smoothness level a ehon ye be parliament unenye na yakọ.
You heard flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama. Now let's move on to some other stories. Some police officers and a court bailiff this morning attempted to interrupt a live program over an alleged death-owed Vodacom dating back 3 years ago. Now sources indicated that the issue is a private business matter and not political, as some have speculated. The bailiff, armed with a letter of execution, intended to seize property, a move that has been met with strong resistance from the station's private security. The exact amount involved in the death has not been disclosed, but a similar incident, we understand, occurred years ago, resulting in a seizure of 3 vehicles belonging to the company. Now, my colleague Fred Tuho is at the media company. Now, he joins us live on the phones. Fred, good afternoon. What have you seen at Metro TV when you went there, and what have the people who were there told you so far?
Well, as we speak, the commander in charge of the Accra Regional Police Command, which is DCOP Kwesi Ahin, has come to the premises of Metro TV to ascertain what is happening. But prior to his coming, a high delegation from the police headquarters were present in the premises of Metro TV, where the court bailiff, in addition to the auctioneer, were asked to join them to the police headquarters. So they are currently in some form of meeting happening at the police headquarters. What we understand basically is that the issue is solely a private matter that has to do with the property which the Metro TV currently occupies, and not any political party engineering any form of attack on the station.
Right.
And so far, we can say that there is a bit of calm. The policemen most of them have been withdrawn, but a number of them are also present, ensuring that nothing untoward happened at the station here at Metro TV.
Very well. Thank you so much. That's my colleague Fred Duho reporting to us from the premises of Metro TV, where we understand some police officers in a court bailiff this morning attempted to interrupt a live program. Let's move on now to some other stories. A member of parliament for Inshiayesu, Dr. Stephen Amwa, has defended his actions following reports that he brandished a gun during a confrontation with a constituent. Speaking to City News, Dr. Amwa explained that after a meeting in the constituency, some youth approached him seeking updates on an AstroTurf project. He stated that he pulled a gun in self-defense after one of the constituents drew what appeared to be a firearm, later identified as a toy gun. Dr. Amwa says he acted to protect himself as he could not immediately confirm the nature of the weapon.
To begin with was false. I was invited to attend a fan club meeting or program, which I did. On my way back, there was this hood that only gangsters are there. These are young guys on drugs. But I feel they can be rehabilitated. So they be my friends. Sometimes I go there, talk to them, I give them money, advise them. So I saw them grouped or gathered in front of a shop. And I got down from my car to go and greet them. Then one of them raised an issue of a delayed AstroTurf I was doing for them, which was true. The contractor had delayed. So initially he wanted to be a little bit angry. I'm like, oh, don't do that. The thing had delayed, which is true. But it's not my fault. Even myself, I'm upset with the contractor. So he understood me. They started putting pressure on me in a very friendly manner that they needed money. So I gave them 1,000. Then I was heading towards my car. And then quite a number of them started coming from the hood. And they were kind of, I didn't know whether that was friendly heckling or what. Because that was usual. But then somebody, in a very severe manner, pulled me with the intention of hurting me or what. I was shocked. So I turned with shock. And I saw the guy had moved a few meters away from me. Then he pointed a gun at me. I was shocked and I was scared. So I also pulled my gun and pointed a gun at him. But because I'm trained, two things came into mind. One, there were other young ones around, so I didn't want to cause any unfortunate incident by shooting. But secondly, I looked very closely the finger next to the thumb, because that's the only one could let me know whether he wanted to shoot me or not. And he hadn't moved that finger.
You heard Dr. Stephen Amor, he's Member of Parliament for Inshia, so explaining the circumstances that led to he brandishing the gun there. But this will be all for today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. Please log on to citynewsroom.com for more stories. Also join us using the hashtags CitiVerify, hashtag GhanaPost 2024 and hashtag Election Bureau for all your election related stories. My name is Ajua Tinkramadumna. Thank you for your company. Good afternoon.
City News, we speak first.